everyone. I have been putting off this quick set of tips that I wanted to share about over-the-counter treatment for acne that will mostly be useful for adolescents. You know, they tend to be the people who are dealing with acne, but sometimes adults get these problems too. And there are a couple of general principles that you can use. Hey, Tasia, long time no see. The baby's probably grown by now. But there's a couple of general principles about treating acne. And there are a couple of good over-the-counter products that you can use to help treat acne. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip at the end regarding one of those medicines. Walaikum salam, Sister Daisy. Sister Daisy has perfect skin. She doesn't need this information, but maybe she has someone in their life that does suffer with acne or something like that. So basically, I brought all the little samples of stuff to work, and I left it there. But when you're treating acne, a couple basic principles. One, you want to put something on your skin that helps the skin to turn over, like to, you know, people think of it like clearing the pores, which, you know, is kind of the general idea. And there's a couple good over-the-counter ingredients you're looking for there. One was prescription, but now is over-the-counter. That's Differin or adapalene. And that is something it's a retinoid. So it's similar to Retin A, which is only available by prescription. And that's like, you know, really the big guns and something that you could talk to your doctor or, you know, your child's doctor about if you wanted to get a prescription for that. But you can pick up Differin or adapalene over the counter. And I would suggest that you use that at night. And that helps to kind of clear the pores or turn over the skin. And then in the morning, you want to use a wash, a gentle wash, or one, especially if you have, or your child has pustules, that has benzoyl peroxide. So I grabbed this, benzoyl peroxide, Panoxyl. This is an acne foaming wash. They sell store brands that are probably just fine. And this is something that's more like antibacterial, will help with the inflammation, those inflammatory pustules. And that, you know, dynamic duo can be really helpful for treating mostly mild acne. But there's another thing that's really important about treating acne, especially if you have melanated skin, because you tend to get, or at least I tend to get, hyperpigmentation. If you get any kind of inflammation or, you know, if you get even a little paper cut, I'll get a dark mark. So on my face, if you get like a blemish, some acne, and you start picking at it, you're causing more inflammation. If you are trying to treat it and then you go out in the sun, then those melanocytes are going to, you know, generate even more hyperpigmentation. So it's really important to use sunscreen, especially when you're using these medicines on your face, because it can make your skin more sensitive to the sun. So that's like the three-part process. So gentle cleanser at night, put the Differin, or another one, I forgot to tell you the other ingredient, salicylic acid. So Differin, salicylic acid, something that's going to help the skin to turn over. And then in the morning, benzoyl peroxide. You can use a cream, the kind that's meant to stay on, but with some of those things, sometimes it's just a nicer feel to wash it off where you have an acne face wash. And then using like a moisturizing sunblock to keep those blemishes from becoming dark scars that can be hard to get rid of. But I have a bonus tip that, you know, parents might really appreciate this, because I had a theory and it worked. So I looked it up, and apparently dermatologists do approve of this suggestion, because I was like, you know what? I bet if your underarms ain't smelling quite like they should, if you use this benzoyl peroxide wash, because what causes stinky armpits is not the sweat itself, it's the bacteria. So if you clean your armpits with an antibacterial wash, like an acne wash, and you do have to be careful so it doesn't cause irritation, but that can help to freshen up those armpits. So you could get your teenager all squared away from their face to their armpits using a Differin or salicylic acid or prescription strength medication that turns over the skin. Use that at night. In the morning, you want to use a benzoyl peroxide wash, or you can use your regular gentle wash, and then use the benzoyl peroxide cream if you're leaving that on. And then don't forget the sunscreen so that you can avoid or minimize the hyperpigmentation that tends to happen when inflammation occurs on pigmented skin. So those are some quick tips for treating acne. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yes, I am. This benzoyl peroxide stuff, it will bleach your washcloths and things and linen. So that's another reason to not use these benzoyl peroxide products at night, because it can damage like your good stuff that you're using, because it can basically bleach it. It doesn't lighten your skin at all. So I don't mean that kind of bleaching, but I mean like the peroxide, and it can peroxide some of your linens. All right. So if you like this, like, comment, share. If you're watching a replay, type replay and share this with a young person you know. All right. Bye.